Hey there, fans of Brotherly Love Wrestling. It is I, Vic Delicious.
Philly's own, the Mecca here.
It is the real McCoy, J.D.X. Justin D. Xavier. And
it's your man, CD, the Fallen Angel, Christopher Daniels.
Hello, boys and girls. This is your old friend RJ City.
Hey there, Brotherly Love Wrestling. Bill Carr here.
Hey everyone, this is two-time guest Wheeler Yuta.
Two bozos from Philadelphia flapping their gums about pro wrestling this, pro wrestling that.
Which is not that unique in the grand scheme of things yet.
You are in for a treat because you're tuned in to Brotherly Love Wrestling.
Philadelphia, are you ready?
No! They said, are you ready?
This is Brotherly Love Wrestling Podcast, your first stop for everything professional wrestling. So sit back and enjoy wrestling talk at its finest with your hosts, Larry Hall and Joe Corrado.
Welcome, everybody, to Brotherly Love Wrestling. On the show this week, finally returned, is my co-host, Joe. Joe, welcome back. Good to finally see you again.
Thank you. I'm back. Fuck you, Scott. If you ever take my spot ever again. This is my spot, goddammit.
So, we haven't done a show in 3 weeks. The last one we did.
The only thing that could have been worse than Scott sitting in is Bill.
I mean, look, I told Scott when I talked to him, I said, you were the first call. If you couldn't have gone through, it would have been Bill. So Bill was the second one I was going to call if Scott wasn't available.
Wow, our executive producer fell fucking second fiddle.
Look,
Scott should be honored. Scott should he should be very honored. He should be doing nothing but singing your praise for months.
Well, anyway, we haven't talked in a while, so I'm interested to see.
That's...
Yeah, to see what.
I just bumped up.
Yeah,
the tier.
Yeah.
I'll see how long I can hold the spot for.
What spot? Oh yeah.
The top spot in Bill's heart. I'm gonna go maybe 3 minutes. Over under 3 minutes until I'm back down.
That's a good point. So I'm interested to see your reaction and your thoughts on the Wyatt 6.
I knew we were going to start the show with this. This is a no-brainer.
Absolutely.
No-brainer. So I didn't really think about it. I didn't really think about what I would say or what I would think. Because I've seen besides watching it, I've seen opinions and clips and shit like that. Other people's opinions. And I like how they addressed it. One, in the vignette, the whole money grab thing.
Yeah.
I knew that was some people's initial thought process was it's just a money grab for him. I like how that was brought up.
I agree.
It feels like a Bray Wyatt. It feels like a Bray Wyatt, but with a twist because it's Bo Dallas. It's his brother. I mean, it feels. I mean, man, a couple of things hit pretty good. Hit not struck a nerve, but hit you in the oh man, kind of made you feel down. When he was talking about how it was supposed to be hit them two ruling the world, and you're kind of oh man, I mean, it brought out different emotions, which is what you want, and not negative emotions, kind of man, this is different. This is different. But Bray Wyatt and the Wyatt family, that was always the thing.
Mm-hmm.
They were always finding different avenues to go down to try and keep you interested and give you something new. This is just another chapter. This is a chapter in the Wyatt family legacy. We'll call it legacy.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, man. I like it. I don't know, hard to say if I love it. yet, but there's certain things like they're using to their advantage, like going dark on the Pat McAfee show.
Yeah.
Like that shit's. I mean, it's use what you have. Like that's the whole point. That's the whole point. Like you have all these different media outlets. Like you got the Pat McAfee show. Like people other than wrestling fans are watching that. Like that's helping. That could help you draw eyes. I'm not saying it's going to, but it could. It's a good step.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't like. The whole thing is that you could get horror fans that aren't wrestling fans to look into like it's cool. Like I think it's cool. I feel like just looking at just I'm gonna sound like a cheerleader here, but just looking at like the WWE the past couple weeks, like and this is post Mania.
Yeah.
You used to like a big heavy like lull until what? January.
That's unfair.
I know, but like it's really interesting. Them integrating TNA into NXT was, I mean, the perfect person. I mean, Joe Hendry. Like it was amazing. That was amazing. That was perfect. Perfect. Like he over, but that audience like that.
Yeah.
That easy. Like those TNA guys, they got good luck in NXT. Look, the EC3, the LA Knight, the Bobby Roode. I mean, yes, they know how to utilize those TNA like big names. The Jordan Grace now. I mean,
yeah.
When you think about it, TNA was like a filter system to NXT, which was a filter system to the main roster.
Yeah. No, a lot of that, and I think
you got MLW, you got Fatu, Jacob Fatu. I mean, look, there's shit going on every show. Every show's got something. You want to hit Raw, you want to hit SmackDown, you want to hit NXT. They're all hitting different way, all hitting in a different way. Every single one. It's funny how the fucking the bloodline is still fucking going and strong as fuck,
getting stronger. Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't think that was going to happen. We thought, me and you personally thought it was done after Mania. We were like, all right, well, when is it going to fizzle?
Yeah.
Like we were basically planning the fizzle factor.
Yeah.
And I'm going to coin that term right now, the fizzle factor. That's going to be our tagline. We got there. I thought we already know show title.
Yep.
But no, I mean, like, God, it didn't do that. It got better. They brought Tama Tonga in. They got Jacob Fatu now. I mean, rest in peace, Sika. I mean,
yeah, that's a big loss for the wrestling community.
Yeah, I mean, peacefully. He went peacefully. That's what you could. I mean, you hate to see it, but
yeah,
you don't like. I mean, we're used to seeing wrestling names in the obituary column for something completely different, not normally passing away peacefully.
And a longer life. You know what I mean? That it's rare though. It really is. Unfortunately, in the wrestling business, it's rare for someone to get to 79, 80, 85. You know what I mean? Like that's rare. And so I mean, you could be
like Ric Flair. You can look like you're 79 for 45 years. Yeah. It's crazy.
It's very true.
That's crazy.
I think
Dusty was another one. Dusty looked like he was fucking. He was between the ages of 40 and 70 for fucking 30 years.
I was gonna say for a while. Yeah.
Like it went from 40 to 70, like real quick.
Yeah.
I mean, a couple of years.
I was watching the Peacock last night, looking for something to watch after after NXT.
You were watching the cock.
And I looked up some of the old stuff, just because, like old wrestling, because hearing of Sika's passing, so I wanted to see like the old like Wild Samoans and stuff like that, because they
such a good wrestler. You are like you're such a good wrestling fan. Like you have if there is a wrestling scenario or someone has the it factor, you are a wrestling fandom who has that it factor. Like, you got like you're always on. No, you're like seriously, you're always on top of shit. You always like it. Always like something piques your interest at different times. You're like, oh, I gotta make time to watch that. You're a good wrestling fan.
Yeah, but there are people that are way more invested and bigger fans than I am.
No, there is. There's always gonna be, and there's people that have like I don't want to say knowledge because you definitely have that, but you have like there's people that remember like events, dates. Like I don't necessarily put that as like a good wrestling fan because Eggy's a bag of dick tips and he knows every fucking date there ever was. But no, like you're like a you're a purist of wrestling fandom. Like you don't need to know like you know that it happened. You don't need to know you don't care when it happened. You just know it happened.
Yeah,
But when it's shit pops up and like just random things happen, you're good. You're always good to go back and look at something.
Yeah, that's true.
Something coming up, you're like, ah, man, I'm gonna watch. Like, I'm gonna like you like live for that feeling, dude. It's a good feeling. I'm not gonna lie. I wish I got back to that personally, like a little bit.
Yeah,
I used to like to watch. I would watch old shit, and like secondary would be new stuff. Like now it would probably split if I could have all the time in the world. Like I love what's going on today with WWE, man. Like I'm living in it. living in it right now. And I love it.
Well, I did watch it because like that kind of brought up what I did this week was aside from last night watching watching a lot of the older stuff, seeing the Wild Samoans and stuff like that. I was also catching up on the A&E biographies because I slipped off a little bit, and I watched the ECW one, and then Sunday nights was RVD, so I kind of followed ECW to RVD. I saw the
RVDs were up there, and I was like, man, do I start in just like the middle? But no, I think I'm gonna go back and watch some of the beginning ones and actually get caught up that way. I mean, I'm playing behind the eight ball, but how are they?
They're easy. I mean, they're all easy watches. They're all 42 minutes without commercials.
You just get lost in it, right?
Yeah, that's the thing. No matter what, like the stories, I mean, for the most part, all of it. But there's some things that they do add. There's some interviews that they do that are brand new. Like they did Kevin Owens was on for ECW and for Rob Van Dam. Bubba was a newer interview. Tommy Dreamer was on for Rob Van Dam. Like they do have newer interviews and some interviews, of course, with Rob Van Dam was newer.
Was our buddy Jerry Lynn on?
No, I didn't see any of Jerry Lynn, especially on ECW.
Jerry Lynn?
No,
he's our buddy now. I mean, he did. He confided in him.
He did.
He talked to me like he knew me for 25 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe he did. Maybe in another life we did know each other.
Maybe. You never know. Have you watched Dark Side, the WCW? Have you watched any of it?
Is it on YouTube?
I don't know if it's on YouTube. I haven't watched it on tried.
I saw an episode pop up when I was on YouTube. It said it was what's the title?
Who killed WCW?
Killed WCW. Like it said full episode.
It could be. Like, Vice does that. They do that. I haven't watched them on there, but that doesn't mean they're not there. They could be there.
So if I go back and I look, I will watch it. I'll just stream it to my TV on YouTube. Because I don't have any other avenue to watch it. Like I don't have Vice.
Yeah,
I'm not like looking something up to steal Vice.
I watched 3. I did not watch last night's episode 4, so I just got to watch the finale.
The last one?
Yeah, just 4 episodes. So far they've been very good. There was a lot of new footage, or not a new information and footage and stuff. And I'm kind of mad at myself. I didn't find time today to do it, to get to it before the show. But I did see for like coming up next week, last episode was a lot of that found footage that I told you one of the cameramen took from that final day.
Yeah.
And so like I know a lot of that footage is on episode 4, and I'm really excited to see a lot of that. But I mean, so far, me and Scott talked about it a little bit last week. It's just personally, I think they're sticking a lot of it on Eric Bischoff. And after, I mean, I hadn't watched the third episode last week at that point, but even after the third episode, I still think it's the fucking higher ups who didn't want anything to do with wrestling. And even with the third episode, kind of solidified that when they started talking about the money and how all the profits that WCW is making in that 83 weeks, the TBS is taking some of that shit and pushing it, some of that revenue and pushing it to CNN and pushing it to this branch of TBS. And like, dude, how, like, of course fucking WCW is going to fucking go out of business. Like, you're taking the revenue away from it that it's making for your fucking company. Like, I know Eric Bischoff has a lot of faults. I know creatively the shit that he came up with and the stuff, but like, you can't argue what he did from 1993, where that company was, to 1996, 97, 98, where that was the place to be for 83 weeks and the wrestling to watch. So I haven't watched, of course, like I said, the last night's the finale, but I don't care what the finale says. I don't think Eric Bischoff should be pushed with all the blame, like people are saying.
No, it's definitely not all the blame. You can't put all of it. I mean, it's easy. He's the easiest guy to point the finger at. He was legitimately the face of WCW. Like, he was the authority. He was Vince.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just a shorter, skinnier. I don't know what would be another word to describe Bischoff.
He just didn't own the company. He ran the company. A little different, but
yeah, but he was like the authority. He was the guy.
Yeah.
Like Ted Turner was coming on.
Yeah.
I feel like that's something that I should watch with my dad.
If there wasn't so many episodes, I feel like you could knock it out with your dad. But because of the difference in location and, you know what I mean, schedules.
How long are the episodes?
They're an hour long.
I feel like I might be able to swing a 4-hour father-son. That would be cool.
It's worth it. They are really good. They are really good, and especially as a WCW fan, you're gonna like it.
Well, no, yeah, but it would be like reliving. It would be like reliving my childhood.
Yeah,
like I would get like that same feeling of just sitting there. I mean, I definitely have different opinions and be, I'll say wittier.
Sure.
When it comes to breaking my father's stones, there'd be a lot more of that would go on. I don't know. I'm gonna reenact. I'm gonna do same outfits. I used to wear these. It was a fucking hell of a combo. It was a green tank top, green shorts combo. Would be what he would. Yeah, he was thinner. He could pull it off.
Was it like the Eagles Kelly green, like that kind of green?
No, it was like a fucking forest green, or like it was like green. It was a very bizarre combo. That's what he wore. He wore that until he almost didn't have any shorts left. All fucking holes. Yep. He definitely flashed a nutsack once or twice. Maybe we edit that out, maybe not.
Absolutely not. It's staying in. Give our viewers and listeners a good mental picture of what your dad looks like.
All I said was nutsack. You can't get a full view of the man.
Look, you already gave the outfit. Like, so they're building a picture of your dad at this point.
I mean, if you're our age and you remember and if you can remember back to the 90s, like there was a lot less caring.
Yeah. I don't disagree with that.
I mean, the outfits that you wore in the 90s, like, because we were forced to wear outfits in the 90s. Like, they dressed us. Like, they took us to the store and they're like, yeah, pick this out. Pick out what you want to wear. And then you'd pick something out and they'd be like, no, you're not wearing that. And you'd be stuck with like fucking jeans that don't fit right because it's the 90s. Fucking like khakis. There was some Zubaz thrown in there.
Khakis were huge in the 90s.
Yeah,
khakis were the pants to wear in the 90s.
Yeah, khakis, and then they're like corduroy sometimes.
Yes. When we were
Yeah.
younger, corduroys were when we were younger. That's like early 90s corduroys.
No, but the corduroys tried to come back in the 2000s.
That's true. It wasn't successful.
No.
No.
Same with, remember the bubble vests?
Yes. Yeah.
Like they look like life jackets?
Yes. Yeah. Sort of the Marty
I had
McFly look.
Yeah, I had a fucking red and blue one. I used to rock that and the long sleeve polo. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It was like a rugby polo. A rugby
I know
polo and the
exactly
fucking-
what you're talking about. Like the ones
Oh,
like
yeah.
Tommy Boy wore.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Then you get the bubble vest, and then depending on what time of year, you get khaki shorts, but the long khaki shorts that are like below the knee.
Is this when you had your blowout?
No, this was before I discovered like different haircuts.
Okay.
This
And
might
that's
have
funny
just
that
still
I say that because I've seen pictures of this where people who may watch us and see the way your hair has been since we've been doing the show are like blowout. No, yes, Joe had the hair for blowout, and it is fucking hysterical.
Yes, I had a couple different hairstyles I was proud of. I let my hair grow and it like fell and curled up. That was a good one. Yeah, I had a lot of stuff going on.
Speaking of that, anyone that follows the now Vic and Hale on Facebook, and if you don't, it's
the picture
Vic.
they put out today.
Yes, it's Vic Hale. That's one word, Vic Hale on Facebook. Go check this out. They put up a throwback picture from 2005, and this is peak Hale Collins Billy Idol hair. Because that's exactly what I commented to them. And I was like, you look like a Wish version of Billy Idol. Like, it was
man,
just...
He's not having a white wedding. He's having like a beige wedding.
God damn it, that's another good title. Son of a bitch.
We could chop this whole episode up and just do one-liners. So you got the one... Wait, what was the first one?
You already forgot the fizzle factor?
The fizzle factor, the one with the fizzle factor, the one with the nut sack, and the one with the beige wedding.
I was gonna keep listing them, and I'll just have to choose.
Yeah, man. What you do is you put it in an app, in a random generator app.
That's a good idea.
All right, so I can't pick a favorite there because then I'll be upset on whichever one I see.
Yeah.
I have to like them all equally and be happy with that, whatever decision.
Let's talk some actual wrestling.
Oh, what were we doing?
I don't know. I got completely off track.
I don't fucking know, man. No. You're supposed to be the together one.
I know.
You got lost. You got lost.
And not only that, I'm trying to catch up because me and you haven't actually spoke wrestling and on our show haven't, because we did WCW 3 weeks ago, so we really haven't talked for a while for current wrestling.
Yeah.
The thing I think that excited me the most watching this last week of wrestling, before this Monday night, but last Monday and Friday, I think you had two different levels of booking in the way that they were doing things. Obviously, you had the Wyatt Six, which was fucking phenomenal, like you said. It was really good, really well done. I thought the camera work, again, was amazing. The introduction of the characters. You had CM Punk. You have that fallout from Clash at the Castle, him screwing over McIntyre. McIntyre, of course, saying he quits on Monday night. Then you have Chicago and Punk leading off the show. But then you have the violence.
With Heyman.
Yeah, with Heyman, which I heard audibly watching SmackDown. I was like, oh, shit. They're doing Heyman and Punk in the same ring with promos. I'm like, this is going to be so fucking good. And it was. It was really, it wasn't break the internet good, but it was still Heyman and Punk. They were still great.
It was good.
Yeah, absolutely. But I love...
It wasn't like epic, but it was good.
Yeah. It delivered, basically. It delivered what you wanted it to.
That's all it had to do.
But I loved the segment with Punk getting beat up because just like they talk about on the WCW doc where they lawn-darted Rey Mysterio into that truck, when they went back to that scene, Kevin Nash and Scott Hall had bats in their hand and everyone was on the ground. So it was implied violence. And that's what this was. You hear the bangs on the door the door goes up and Punk's already bloody. You know what I mean? It's implied violence. Your head has to fill in what happened. And I really like that because that's, you know what I mean? That's a lot of like movie tricks, like, especially in the 70s and all. You didn't show a lot of stuff. So, like Psycho, you know what I mean? The shower scene, you see the knife, but then it cuts down to her feet. You see the blood. You don't see what happens. Your mind fills it in for you. So, I love what they did with Punk there. And I
That's
assume.
a very, very good analogy.
Oh, thank you.
That was.
I assume he's not cleared because obviously they beat him up a little bit more. So I assume he's not ready yet.
I heard he's close.
Yeah.
I heard he's going to be ready soon, but I think they're trying to run it to SummerSlam.
Well, now they can. They can now.
Well,
now they
the
absolutely
thing,
can.
this was smart on their part because Punk costing him in
Scotland.
Clash, in his home country, like that really is like, okay, Punk's who's the bad guy here? Who's the good guy? Who's the bad guy here? You're kind of like questioning, like, man, are they fucking is Punk gonna? But then him getting destroyed in Chicago, now you're like, okay, well now we can cheer him again.
Yeah,
Because it was kind of like almost like pushing, like, I get why they did it and what they did, but I'm glad they brought it back to like now. It's just like, dude, wouldn't it be great if they did listen, look, this is gonna be great. I know. What if they did a Mind Games match at fucking Survivor Series? They did Punk versus fucking Drew McIntyre. How fucking cool would that be? Yo, how cool would that be?
I mean, it's next level.
Wouldn't that be outrageous? Wouldn't that be outrageous? They just did a fucking Mind Games match. They just did Mind Games back and forth until dude, it'd be fucking.
I don't even know how. I can't even like think of how you would pull it off. You know what I mean? Like,
who's in charge?
Yeah, Hunter.
Let him fucking he'll figure it out. I got all the faith in the world. With Punk helping, I mean, with they're utilizing. Shawn Michaels is fucking one. He's there. You got Mick. And Mick's a phone call away. He'd probably come for a piece of toast. Maybe less. You only have to pay him. He's showing up.
I think with that and everything else, there's so much. And look, we say it a million times, is the stories that are happening all over. And you really see the mid card stepping up, especially when you don't have guys like Punk. Rollins, of course, just comes back. You still have Charlotte out. Yeah. Becky's gone. You have all these top people that aren't there. And you have people like this Chad Gable. I mean, obviously, Chad Gable was a part of the carnage from the Wyatt Six, and then comes out this week and playing the role perfectly of injured, embarrassed, but still wanting to prove himself. And then he actually does. And then you have, of course, Sister Abigail coming out and him scared shitless of getting out of the ring. The thing with Otis, him trying to get the Alpha Academy back, but them saying, no, it's over. But then you have the Creed brothers walking up to Chad, throwing a little hint there. You have the Dominic Mysterio and Liv thing getting hotter and hotter every week, which is fucking amazing, by the way. I actually am so invested in that. You have new tag team champions as of Monday night.
Because it's going back to the Liv and Dominic Mysterio. It's amazing because it makes you forget what you know is already coming.
Yeah.
It being so good, like it's like masking the fact that like you're like, oh shit, we know why this. I mean, this is Rhea coming back. This is all a build for when Rhea comes back. Doing it so well. You know that's what you took the title, took your dude. I mean, you're gonna be a part of Judgment Day. I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen.
Well, that's the thing. Look, she did that. She has the title. She's on her way of getting.
Her too.
Yeah, absolutely.
For her second run, fucking drastically
night and day
better than the first.
Yep. Yeah, and now she's getting on the good side of Finn. because now she got him a title match, and now they're the champs. So now they have to thank her for that, and she caused the distraction. You already have Damian.
She's gonna be the leader of the goddamn Judgment Day.
Well, look, coming up in less than 2 weeks, we have Money in the Bank, and you have Damian Priest, who promised Rollins a match, and they added a stipulation. If Priest wins, Rollins can never challenge for that title as long as Priest is champ. But if Seth wins, he has to step down and step away from the Judgment Day. So that's another thing to where I think a lot of people have been talking about that since he became champ, is that, okay, let's kind of push him away a little bit. So if Damian goes away, Liv slips right in there. You know what I mean? And now there's no one who's really that skeptical because you already got Finn and JD. Carlito is just brand new as a member. You know what I mean? And Dominic, if he falls forward, that's it. So, like, it's all happening a lot quicker than I actually thought they were going to go with it. But
that might be because Rhea might get cleared quicker.
Yeah, maybe.
We don't know what that timeline is.
Yeah.
But that could be why it's getting expedited, because they had a game plan in mind, and it might just be happening faster than anticipated.
Mm-hmm.
They're making it work still.
Yeah.
Now, what if they do that? What if I know Finn didn't get in the Money in the Bank qualifier, but does he still have a chance to get in?
I gotta see what I don't think so. I'm trying to think of what the qualifying matches that are left.
Because I still want Finn to be the one that cashes in on Damian. I still want I want that to happen. Can we somehow get Finn in? Can we text Triple H, be like, yo, man, hear me out. Let me holler at you. Let's get Finn in this bitch. I'll just text him that. Let's see what he says.
It's amazing that you actually have Triple H's number, though. That blows me away.
I got him in there as Trips. We go back.
So I don't know. I know there's a couple matches coming up. I know Drew worked his way into a qualifying match, because when he threatened Pierce Monday night, he's in a qualifying match. But right now you have Jay, Carmelo, Andrade, and Chad, and there's still two more that are going to be decided. Two more triple threats.
We don't really have a big guy in there yet, right?
No, that's why I think Drew's getting in.
Yeah, Drew ain't. He's gonna get fucking Punk's gonna. It's mind games, baby.
Yeah,
Punk's gonna cost him.
I think this is Jay's year.
Uso.
Yeah.
Uso.
I think it's Jay's year.
You think he's gonna become champion?
Maybe not right away, but I think he's definitely getting Money in the Bank.
You think he's cashing in and winning? He's definitely earned it. Definitely, 100% earned it.
I think it's depending on where the storylines go. It's going to be hard because if Rollins, I think Rollins is going to win at Money in the Bank as well. I don't think Damian wins.
You think Rollins is going to win the title back already?
I'm back and forth on it. I don't know. I have two different sides of it. I have Seth Rollins winning because I think Damian, as the champ, has kind of fizzled a little bit. I like his character. I like what he's doing and all, but it's too, I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it.
I think he's got to beat Rollins, and that gives him. I mean, I don't think they're taking it off him just yet.
I don't want them to, but seeing Rollins, Gunther.
What's the end game with Rollins as champion? I know what the end game is. The end game is Punk.
Yeah,
Punk
probably.
Rollins.
Yeah.
But how do they? I think Punk Drew's got to go to at least. But I think Punk Drew goes to Survivor Series.
If not a little bit, yeah. I mean, if not a little bit longer.
Then what do they do after that? I don't know, but maybe Rollins wins, and then you have for Royal Rumble Punk Rollins.
I don't know. I kind of hope Priest does retain because I want Priest Gunther at SummerSlam. And have Gunther win there for the title because I want Gunther.
What was I saying, Survivor Series?
Huh?
I was saying Survivor Series.
You meant SummerSlam. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Not Survivor Series.
Okay.
Jesus. It's like I don't know what fucking month it is. I meant SummerSlam. Jeez. Okay. For the people that have been correcting me,
I just thought you wanted it to drag out longer. That's why I didn't correct you.
I don't want to drag it out to November. Come on now. Crazy.
I don't know what you're thinking.
Bloodline. That's asking a little bit too much.
So I do want to move on to the bloodline because you talk about, like you said, something that has heated up way more than we thought was even going to exist at this point.
It's fresh again.
I mean, with Gorillas of Destiny now in WWE, and of course now Jacob Fatu, what's your perfect scenario playing out? Because I know what mine is. How does this play out?
For who? For the bloodline?
Where down the road do we see something coming to a head? How do you see it?
I don't know. I mean, Roman's scheduled to come back soon. I mean, how does it end? How do you end something that has literally lasted 2+ years? Right? We're close to, yeah, something like that, right? I have no idea. What is your thought process on it?
I mean, I feel like just looking at the way it's going and the way they're building the bloodline back up, or this evil bloodline, whatever the hell you want to call it. I think we're getting War Games bloodline versus bloodline. You're going to get the original bloodline versus this new I mean, look,
who's leading
to coin a phrase from WCW, the young blood bloodline, basically.
I mean, I will say this. They're not that young, but
compared to Jacob Fatu, I mean, as far as WWE, like the new blood, that's what I meant.
Tom is probably 40-something.
Let me change it. The new blood, not the young blood. Okay. A little bit better.
Got it. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Glad we figured that one out.
But yeah, no, I see this going. I'm still kind of waiting on Jacob Fatu because I like with Triple H, it's attention to detail every little bit. Every little bit is attention to detail. Everything. It's the little things are the big things with Triple H. And when Solo gets saved by Jacob Fatu and they beat them down and he gets up and he hugs Fatu, Fatu doesn't hug him. He doesn't accept the hug. His arms are down at his side and he just lets Solo hug him. So there's these theories of, well, is he really on his side? Did Roman send him? Is he really with this bloodline? Is he there's that, but I think...
Or did The Rock send him?
Okay, yeah, that's another thing. Did The Rock send him? Is he going to really take over? Because he's the most vicious by what everyone says, and anyone who's seen him in MLW, this dude is vicious, and he is athletic as hell. Would it be that? Would it be Rock, Fatu, Solo, and Gorillas of Destiny versus Roman, the Usos, even bringing in, I think his name's Zilla, is another one who is down.
No, so it would be Roman, the Usos, and Solo versus Rock, the Gorillas of Destiny.
If Solo is kicked out, but I'm not really subscribing to that. I feel like Fatu is a part of it. It'll all be that group, and then you have The Rock leading it, and then I have Roman with the Usos with. Oh, I think his name's Zilla, and I could be fucking this up completely, but he's another one of the family. I don't know if he's in the WWE down in NXT training or if he's on the Indies, but I think he's still fairly new. He's another one. And then I saw people still adding Sami Zayn to add into the original bloodline, which I don't think is going to happen with how much family is involved.
No, if fucking Sami Zayn needs to be there.
Really?
Absolutely. It's got to be, no, scratch that. It's got to be fucking Roman, the Usos, and they're going to be like, well, who the fuck do we get? We got no family members. Who would have thought this was going to be a problem? And then Sami Zayn walks by, gives Jay, daps him up, and then fucking he walks away, and then they look at each other. And Roman's like, come on, man. Then the next week they ask Sammy, come on, like, Oos, honorary Oos. That would be fucking cool. I mean, Sammy could pull it off. And you would look at that match and be like, if you were like, everyone would get it. Be like, you know what? Sammy has earned his spot. Dude, it'd be great. It would be a great, if you're wrapping everything up, it would be a great way, a great like comedy send off.
Yeah, I think that's
It
the
was a
ultimate.
huge part of it. It was a huge part of it.
It was. No, absolutely. I think that would be the ultimate as
You
far
do
as
many, you do, if you're ending it, you do as many callbacks as possible.
I think that's where it's going, though. And the members and how many of each, whether it's 4, whether it's 5-on-5, whatever it's going to be, I think
it's going to be 4-on-4.
The ultimate payoff is going to be War Games at Survivor Series, Bloodline versus Bloodline. I think that is the ultimate. Even if The Rock's not included. You know what I mean? Even if The Rock's not included. Even if you just have this Solo took over, he's the new mob boss. And Roman comes back and he tells him, "No, this is mine now. You lost it. You were gone. I'm taking over." And you have the 4 as currently constructed, and then you do like you said, you have Sami Zayn, the Usos, and Roman, and that is your 4-on-4. And you hope, I hope that Paul would run to Roman, and they don't have Paul Heyman anymore. They would, obviously Paul would go with Roman. But I think that'd be a great send-off. I think that's where it's going, but the members are to be determined, obviously.
So they set that up, and it's like perfect because you end right before Royal Rumble, where you're going to, after Rumble, you're going to get on the road to WrestleMania, and it's probably going to be, who knows what it's going to look like this year, because the road last year was fucking crazy.
Ridiculous.
But they have the same potential to go do it again.
Would you be interested in Rock Roman this year at Mania?
Absolutely. We got everything we needed out of, like, they finished Cody's story, but their story hasn't even started yet.
Yeah.
Start that, have that be at Survivor Series, and then continue it. You can have Rock cost Roman at the Rumble, because Roman's going to be in the Rumble probably. And it's on from there. Now the build, the heated build, Rock Roman, WrestleMania, night 1 main event.
Yeah, there's so much
that's
going.
That's a night 1 or a night 2. That's a tough one to top.
Yeah,
you better. The only thing that beats it, maybe Punk Seth. If you have Punk Seth for the title, that might be the only thing that like you'd be like, all right, well that makes sense.
Yeah, maybe. It's funny that it's fucking end of June.
If you're doing Rock Roman,
that's going to be night 2.
Rock Roman, you think main events?
Night 2. By far.
Over all title matches?
I think.
Yeah.
The way they've been telling stories and how this is all. I mean, look, you can then call back to all the bloodline shit.
Is it for the title though?
I don't know. I don't think it needs to be, but
no, I don't think it could be, but it very well could be.
Yeah, but I think you can look back.
Rock could come back and beat Cody.
That I would really fucking hate. But because the only reason I would put night 2 is because of all the callbacks you could do with The Rock putting up the fake one. You could leading up to this Mania. You could do.
Yeah, there's tons of shit.
Yeah, there's just so much stuff that can be piled on.
As far as I'm concerned, the story's already there. They just haven't like let you in on it yet.
Yeah.
Like I think the story's there. It just hasn't been. It hasn't been. I don't know. It's like all like the prelude.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's movie stuff. It's cinema.
All the shit in WWE is now. Like it's getting better and better and better. And just
it's like they took cinematic. Remember COVID, all the cinematic stuff, the pandemic. It's like they took that and they're like, wait a minute, this worked. Let us steal the idea and we'll just do it better and say that we did it.
Yeah. I think that WWE has officially become must-see, and every single show and including NXT, every single show. When you have guys like you said, Joe Hendry, Frankie Kazarian, I mean, obviously Jordan Grace, Ash by Elegance made an appearance at Battleground. Like, you have these people that are showing up.
And you have the Hardys.
Yeah, who haven't even they're just out there. We are wanting them. They're just out there.
Yeah, the Hardys are there. Like who knows what could fucking happen.
By the way, again, something that has happened over the month since we actually spoke and talked wrestling, like on the show. Did you see there was another Hardy compound segment? Did you Did you actually watch it?
Yes,
dude, it was phenomenal.
Yeah, it's like
oh, it was so
like
good.
night and day. It's like you're holding him back for how long? Like, he's got ideas. Like, now he's got the opportunity to do it.
Yeah. That just sparked in my mind because we were saying about TNA. I'm just so happy to see him back to being broken and being able to do what he wants to do.
That is the forbidden door.
I said that to Scott. I said, fuck Forbidden Door with New Japan and AEW. Give me TNA versus WWE.
Or TNA versus NXT.
Yeah. I mean, I guess he would have to go first.
I think that's a better. I think that's a better shot.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess you're right.
Proving ground there, like who are we gonna take? Who are we gonna take from you, TNA?
Who are we gonna poach from your company?
Yeah, well, this is all well and good. I'm gonna see who we can get over, and then we're gonna go from there.
I think that would be an amazing pay-per-view. I mean, just NXT and TNA. You're right. It would be some of the top NXT stars going up, the tag teams that they have.
I want them to start working with NWA too, and I want them to somehow get Damian Sandow back in the fucking in like the Royal Rumble. Like, as a surprise entrance.
I mean, look,
that would be amazing.
I would say it's never going to happen, but CM Punk is currently under WWE contract, and we just saw 3 TNA stars on NXT TV. Like, any fucking thing is possible. Anything is possible. So
imagine they just start a working relationship, and all of a sudden Damian Sandow comes in after the Miz in the Royal Rumble, and you're just like, oh man, this is great. This is the type of nostalgia I'm living for.
It would, like, I'm already envisioning it. Him just copying the Miz the whole time. Oh my god!
Yeah, the fucking, he gets thrown over and then he jumps over the ropes with him, and they're both eliminated.
It would be.
He already brought back fucking Awesome Truth.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, there's like, I just give it to me. All the weird shit, all the funny shit. I just gotta wait for Jericho's contract to be up. Give me one more run. Give me one more run, Jericho. Give me one more catchphrase. Although, if you do end your WWE career with the list, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a good one to go out on.
Pretty damn good.
Yeah, it's a good one to go out on. Well, look, since you said Jericho, we're going to touch on it real quick. Don't roll your eyes.
Sure. No, I didn't.
Okay.
I knew we had a lot of good conversation. This is a great way to end the show negatively.
That didn't sound sarcastic at all. Forbidden Door this Sunday.
Yeah, the door, all right. Do you have to open it?
I said to you before we started recording that this is the first AEW pay-per-view that I've looked at and going, nah, I'll pass. Like, usually and look, I'm sure that the matches are going to be great, but
I mean, you're not buying them anyway.
I'm not going to lie. I don't. I really don't. But I'm not wasting my time either. Like, I need the AEW TV product is not enough to pull me to it.
You're just like, that's wrestling just for the sake of wrestling. Like, I'm not lowering myself just for that. I need some substance.
Yeah, and there's no story. I literally, as we've been talking this whole time, I've had AEW on in the background on the TV, and like, just
I'm glad I kept your interest more than AEW.
I mean, it wasn't much of a competition. I'll tell you that right now. But, but, I mean, it just there are matches that are good. Look, you got Swerve against Will Ospreay. That's going to be a fucking amazing match, without a doubt, no argument. Then it gets a little iffy. You know what I mean? That's the only downside of Forbidden Door.
If Ospreay wins,
man, I love Swerve so much, but I don't think they've treated him and featured him as a champion. And I think they have such a hard on for Will Ospreay, and Will Ospreay's amazing. He is, if not the greatest, one of the best wrestlers in the world. Period. It's not an option, but they haven't treated Swerve the way as world champion should be treated or featured. So I can completely see Swerve losing this, although I really hope it doesn't happen. But the way that they've been skyrocketing Ospreay, I would not be surprised.
Unless he wins with some sort of someone coming in and fucking hitting Ospreay. But that really, if they do it that way, I'll say right now, it does nothing for Swerve.
Yeah.
It's a cop out.
Yeah.
It's a cop out.
It's more of the same.
Swerve would have to win clean in a great match. He'd be like, all right, cool.
Although,
but if you,
I could see what you're saying happen clean, and because I feel like they're building. Actually, I think something screwy would happen, and it be in question. And because I feel like they want Ospreay at Wembley to win the title. I think that's the ultimate for Ospreay, is to win it there. So
also cop out.
Well, it could also just take that long. So then you got till what, August? So
See,
then
I don't like that. Drew didn't win. Drew didn't win twice.
That's true.
That's his hometown.
This is AEW. It's different.
Yeah, I think he sang Backstreet Boys after he lost too, the first time, or something crazy like that. Maybe not the best. Maybe not their finest moment. Oh, didn't he sing with like Tyson fucking Fury?
Fury.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Not their finest moment after a match. But I think like one, it's predictable. But yeah, you're right. It's AEW, so they're gonna do.
I mean,
they're gonna do what they're gonna do. And that's all you can really say about it.
You have a ladder match, which is going to be pure chaos because it's Takeshita, Briscoe, Jack Perry, Dante Martin, Leo Rush, and they still have another member of that match to be determined, which is probably happening tonight at some point. Mercedes for the TBS title, and then the New Japan Strong Women's Championship is up for grabs. Like, there's nothing about Mercedes that has made me want to watch her match because her promos are absolutely horrible, which I'd never thought Sasha Banks was this bad in WWE. It's more highlighted in AEW.
Almost as if you need writing.
Maybe. Yeah, that's a good point.
Some people might need it. Some people don't have it. Some people think they have it, but then they go to a different company and they're not the draw that they appear to think they are.
Yeah. No.
They are who they thought they were. Wait, how's that? We are who they thought they were.
No. They are who we thought they were.
They are who we thought they were.
Yeah.
Remember that commercial?
Yeah.
Wasn't it the old it was the old playoffs fucking commercial.
Yeah, but that
playoffs,
that clip
playoffs
is Dennis Green from the Cardinals.
Green.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We let him off the hook.
They were. Yeah.
Look,
that's Mercedes. Some people I think some people, now call me crazy, some people have run their course, and I don't know if Mercedes ran her course yet, but I don't think her course is going to start. Some people should go back to WWE. I know I'm going to be in the vocal minority on this one, but I'd rather see Dean Ambrose than Jon Moxley.
If he were to go back at this point, by January, you're going to see Jon Moxley anyway if he goes back because they're uncensored. So he can say fuck and whatever the fuck he wants to say and bleed all he wants anyway. Like, you're seeing I've said it 1,000 times. You're seeing Dean Ambrose every week
No,
and
no,
every
no, no.
pay-per-view.
Here's the thing, though. We're seeing John Moxley because we have nobody writing for him, and he's kind of flying from the hip. I want Dean Ambrose under the wing of Triple H and that committee, where he can do what he wants in theory, or at least make it sound like it. Like, he doesn't have to be corny Dean Ambrose where he's carrying around a plant or whatever the fuck he was doing. What didn't he have? Didn't he hit Jericho with a fucking plant or something? Wasn't that something crazy like that?
Yeah. Don't forget the gas mask.
The gas mask. No, I think, well, one, you have the shield all in one place. I like that a lot more.
I agree.
I think he's done enough for himself to be like, because he left. He was the outcast of the Shield. He's done a lot since he's left. I think he comes back, right tutelage, be much better for him. Be a lot more interesting, be a lot more entertaining.
I agree. I think he's still just, regardless of what it may be, I still think he's Dean Ambrose who can bleed and say fuck. John Moxley is no different. It's just those two differences are the only thing. He still does the weird fucking shoulder move when he's in the ring and when he's walking. It's the same shit. It's just you're able to do that. But the rest, I don't know. Like, by the way, I have over the computer, over my camera here, I have the.
Oh, I know.
So I'm looking at it, and they just announced later tonight on Dynamite, is going to be Kyle O'Reilly versus Zack Sabre Jr. That's a phenomenal fucking match. That's a phenomenal match.
Does it make sense? No. But is it a good match? Absolutely.
It makes sense because Orange is facing Zack Sabre Jr. Sunday, and O'Reilly, Briscoe, and Orange are not, I don't want to say a faction, but they're watching each other's back. So Briscoe, Orange, and Kyle O'Reilly were just in the back cutting a promo. So he's going to, that's why it makes sense. Like, he's with Orange, Kyle O'Reilly. So that's why it kind of makes sense, because Orange is facing him on Sunday.
I love Kyle O'Reilly, man.
He's fucking amazing.
He's one of my favorite wrestlers.
He's so fucking good. He doesn't, I mean, we sound like such WWE marks, and if AEW were better, I'd want him to do better on AEW, but I don't care. I don't like storytelling.
He's another one I want back, because he's just good. Like, I want him back on the good guy side.
I want Undisputed Era. I want the whole package. I want Cole. I want Bobby Fish. I want Roderick Strong. I want them all fucking back. I want that group back. They were a dominant, entertaining group. Like, it's yeah, we're WWE marks. All right, that's what we are then. If that's what it is. Like,
they were better where they were,
and now WWE is better. So I just want them back. I see them on here, and I'm just like, they're still great, but they're just not. There's no story behind any of them at all. It sucks.
No.
And this week's pay-per-view is not drawing me. I'll look at the highlights on Twitter and TikTok and all that and catch everything I need to catch.
Give me Cesaro back, too. I want Cesaro back.
I'm good. You
don't like? I like Cesaro.
I got my fill of Cesaro in WWE. I knew how great he was, but I always thought, they're not using him. That he should get a world title, and then he gets to AEW, and he's still doing the same shit. He doesn't do it's still the same. He still can't really talk on the mic, even when he's given chance to. I think Wheeler Yuta on the mic has surpassed Cesaro somehow. So he can stay in AEW. He can be a cornerstone of them. I'm good. I don't need him back in WWE.
All right. How about Daniel Bryan?
Nope, I'm good. Nope.
Don't need want any more Daniel Bryan?
Nope, I'm good. I've had my fill of Daniel Bryan. I got the moments I needed. Stay there, finish your career, help them out in the back. I don't need Daniel Bryan. I'm good with them.
Can we get MJF over there?
MJF would be a whole nother fucking level. MJF would be a whole fucking level. Look at Jade. Jade's been here for less than a year, and she's already a bona fide star. Her and Bianca are phenomenal together, and this isn't even her as a single star. Yeah, I mean, imagine what MJF was going to do if he ever comes. Or he got that AEW tattoo. He may never come.
Oh, he could always do a cover up. That's funny. What about FTR? Can we bring back some spark to the tag team divisions?
If they're going to fucking use them. If they're going to fucking use them. That's my only issue. Yeah, I would love FTR. If tag team division got a spotlight, give me 25 minutes on a 3-hour show.
And FTR back. Give me FTR, because now you got Ciampa and Gargano.
Who they're still not using a lot.
No. You got the Creed brothers that you could throw in there with FTR. That'd be fucking great. You got Ludwig and his buddy. Forget his name.
Vinci?
Yes.
He's not with them anymore. They kicked them. They kicked him out.
That I missed then.
Yeah. That was a while ago.
Bastards. How about Braun Breaker fucking kicking some ass?
Dude, Breaker and Sammy at Money in the Bank, that's going to be fucking good.
It's going to be money in the bank.
No, it took you about 50 minutes to pull that one off.
You got to save the best for last.
All right. Well, we could end it there. So I did say at the end of last episode, I want to remind everybody
about the fizzle factor.
What?
About the fizzle factor?
No.
We have it. We have it.
July 12th, 13th, 14th in AC, the 90s Wrestling Con. Go on their website, or actually their Facebook, and you can buy tickets. I will be down there on Saturday, taking in the con, and Saturday night checking out ISPW's event and seeing the Now in a cage match. I still haven't found out who they're facing, but I can't wait to see the Now in a cage match. It should be pretty fucking cool. And 90s con, 90 con is going to be great.
Hale's jumping off the top.
Oh, absolutely. Looking for that big elbow off the top from Hale. Absolutely. Yeah. I can't wait.
He does not have a good track record as of late with that elbow from high places.
I'm getting a slow-mo video of him off the top of that cage. I can't wait. I can't wait to see those guys down there. But yeah, 90s Con, it's stacking up great. I saw the Hardys are already announced to be down there. There's a lot of great, obviously, 90s wrestlers and stuff like that. A lot of nostalgia down in AC. There's a lot of events. There's live podcasts down there.
Is Ernest the Cat Miller going to be there?
I haven't seen him announced. But you never know. Maybe.
How about Ralphus? Is Ralphus there?
No, I'm pretty sure Ralphus passed away not too long ago.
Okay. Well, he's not going to be there.
Yeah. But yeah, come down, get tickets, AC. It's going to be a fun weekend. And it's jam-packed from, I'm looking at the lineup. Check out their Facebook, 90s Wrestling Con. Get all your information you needed. And I think that's it.
I think that's it. What do you think of
that? So we hope you enjoyed the show, the return of Joe.
Of the Mac.
I was waiting for you to fill in. I wasn't sure if that's where you were going to go or not.
Yeah.
But yeah, we hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching.
The return. Oh, here's a drop for it. That could be the return of innocence.
He's officially back. In case you weren't wondering, he's officially back because he has whatever you want to call that last 12, 15 seconds. That was, but good talking to you, Joe. It was good to have you back finally. And
I lost you.
You lose me. I'm here.
My sound just disappeared.
Damn, only if that would have happened about like 30 seconds ago for me. Son of a bitch.
Don't know what happened. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can still hear you, unfortunately.
Well, then I bid everyone a doo-doo.
Yeah. Thank you for watching and listening. We'll be talking to you very soon. Don't take any shit from anybody.